Hey guys, Loot Wizard here, and I have another video on Gems of War. This is going to be a all blue team that's centered around the Grey King. So this is a really good team for some PvP and for Guild Wars when you have that blue day, and this is a really strong team for that Guild Wars day. So let's go into a battle, and I'll do a battle and kind of just talk a little bit about it, and then we'll go into detail after the battle about why this team works really good together. And with the Jar of Eyes weapon, I'm going to be generating a lot of mana with explosions, and it creates an ice storm. And then the Grey King here is going to be doing true damage, and it's going to freeze and silence. Now everything is using green here on the enemy team, so that is the color we want to pick. So everything gets hit. And since they're silenced, we're going to do this, and that will enchant everything. And I'm going to cast this one. And we'll go ahead and cast this again. Get rid of the hero. And the Grey King is up again, and its true damage has increased a little, and we'll talk about that in a little bit here. And this takes green or blue, so let's go ahead and take blue, and that is dead. Alright, so let's go over my team setup here. And so in the first spot, I have the Silent Sentinel, which is, in my opinion, one of the best tanks in the game. You can get it from the Hall of Guardians in the Underworld. Spend a few shards down there, and you will be able to get this eventually as the legendary troop for that delve. Now, for its traits, it has a 25% reduction of spell damage, a 50% reduction of skull damage, and then it inflicts silence when an enemy deals skull damage to it, which is really important because it will enchant. It says here, if an enemy is silenced, enchant all other allies, which is fantastic. Also, it explodes a column and it gains 25 life. So that the gaining life really helps for the survivability, and it's already receiving a reduction of damage from both spells and skulls, plus generating some mana for itself because it's going to explode a column. Now it works really good with the Grey King because the Grey King also silences enemies. So if you don't get an enemy that hits a skull on Silent Sentinel, you can silence it with the Grey King. One troop or many troops at the same time, and that will allow you to cast the Silent Sentinel and get an enchant on everything. So the Grey King is really great because it destroys gems, and destroying gems is as if you matched them. So it's going to destroy all the gems of a chosen color. All the enemies of that color take 30 true damage and are mana drained, silenced, and frozen. So mana drain is awesome, silence is awesome, and frozen keeps them from taking extra turns on those 4 or 5 matches. And this 30 true damage will increase because it is an undead troop, and it has a trait, all undead allies gain 2 armor and magic when matching 4 or more gems. So you will be gaining, you'll be doing more true damage as you make more of those 4 or 5 matches. The Jar of Eyes weapon is fantastic for this team setup because, one, it has blue, and it's going to be a mana generator. It's going to explode brown gems, and the Grey King takes brown gems, so that's great. And if your Silent Sentinel, your tank up there, dies, you can summon an all-seeing eye troop by casting Jar of Eyes, so that's really great for surviving tough battles. Also, you can really use any class with this. You can, and it'll still be pretty good. But the reason why I'm using the Bard class here is for 2 things. One, once you reach level 70 with the Bard class, you get Tree of Knowledge, which gains enchant when matching green gems. And since I'm going to be taking green for this anyway, and I want to get this enchanted and get it up as quickly as possible, because the faster that I get mana generated for the rest of my troops. Now, the other thing that makes it great about using the Bard class is this right here. All yellow allies gain 1 to all stats at the start of each turn. So, why is this great? It's because we are using the Silent Sentinel here, which uses yellow, and we're also using the Champion of Anu down here at the bottom, which also takes yellow. So the Champion of Anu and the Silent Sentinel will be getting a boost to 1 to all their stats every single turn because of that Bard class. In the 4th spot, we have this Champion here, which, really quick, we'll talk about its ability here in a second, but right here in its trait, all blue allies gain 1 to all stats at the start of each turn. So every single troop in this team, because of that, will gain 1 to all stats, which is going to increase our true damage here as well for the Grey King. And the Silent Sentinel and the Champion of Anu will actually be getting 2 to all stats every turn because of they also have yellow in their color, and the Bard class is going to be giving them 1 as well. So now for its ability, it silences, it stuns, and it drains mana from an enemy, and then it deals damage to them and all enemies below them. So, and this magic here is going to increase as time goes on because, like I said, it's going to be gaining 2 to all of its stats every single turn. So that's going to go up pretty quickly as well. And they all take blue mana. Now, one thing that I did forget to mention is on Jar of Eyes, if you go to upgrade weapon and you look at the things in here, when it's fully upgraded, and this team is going to work the best when Jar of Eyes is fully upgraded, because you want, excuse me, you want this Ice Storm here. So when you cast it, it's going to create an Ice Storm, which is going to cause more blue gems to fall down on the board, and since all of the troops are taking blue, that is absolutely great. We're going to fill up all of our troops here really quickly. And for the banner, I'm using the Sorrowful banner simply because we get double blue and we get 1 to brown, and I want the Grey King to fill up as quickly as possible so those two colors match with the Grey King. So yeah, I'm going to do a couple more battles here with it so you guys can see really how it works in different situations. It's not gonna be a guaranteed win every single time, but right now, since I've been using it in PvP for a little while, I have been winning. I'd say maybe somewhere around 70% of the time, so it's still pretty good. And first thing that I would usually do is find a green and connect it so I could get the Jar of Eyes up, but since we don't have that, we're just gonna go with what we got. I do have some green there. Go for that. Alright, we're going to be able to explode brown now. And perfect. So the firebomb's going to explode anyway, so let's just focus on the brown guy. Unfortunately, he's got barrier up already, and that might be an issue here, but we'll just go ahead and we'll silence him. We can do that because then we can enchant with the Silent Sentinel. Let's go ahead and enchant everything, get some mana, and now we can explode again. And since it's silenced once again because it hit my Silent Sentinel, so yeah, we're doing really good with that. And it's gonna hit me with a skull again. We'll do this, and it's really just killing him now with enough damage there. That's one downside about the Grey King, is that the true damage is well, true damage generally for most troops that do it are a little bit on the low side, but the nice thing is here is we are increasing our true damage as time goes on. That's that barrier that really is going to slow things down, but we got him now. 57 true damage. That will be enough. Yeah, my voice is kind of cracking here, sorry. But yeah, that's pretty much how it works. It's a little bit on the slow side because your damage is coming only from... Let's go ahead and try this team here. It's going to be annoying to fight against this, but you know, we'll give it a try. Yeah, your only damage is really the true king, or the Gray King with its true damage. That's really your main damage, and then also the Champion of Anu. Those two are like your only sources of damage besides skulls in this team. We got plenty of green, so we can get enchanted, and we'll go ahead and explode. And let's go ahead and take a blue. And everything is using red, correct? Yes, it is. But there's also a lot of stuff using blue. Let's just go ahead and do red. And of course, he's using the Bard class, which gives him immunity to silence. So, yeah. But we can do this. We'll enchant everything. And of course, he's got barrier now. Well, what we can do here is that's 42, that's 40, but that's true damage. What we'll do is we'll get the barrier off with this dude here. And then we'll go ahead and we'll go ahead and do this. Yeah, we almost got him now. And I got the gray, I got everything up again. It's awesome. Yeah, they both take blue. So we'll do that. He's got 2 life left down there. And Gray King is back up. And he's dead. So there you go, guys. That's a really good blue team that you can use in PvP or in Guild Wars. So if you like this video, please consider subscribing if you haven't already, and give this video a like. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Later.